Hey, what's up everybody, Emmett here, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can open up an Etrade account so you can begin trading stocks in 2020. Now, Etrade was actually the first account that I opened, and I guess I got pretty lucky because it's still one of my favorite brokerage accounts and I still use it to this day. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to go over to us.etrade.com and navigate over to the site. Make sure you're on the correct one, and up in this right hand corner you'll see that it says open an account. Click on that. Step 1 done. Etrade makes it pretty easy to open an account, but sometimes it's nice to have someone walk you through it, and you can either go through and pause the video as we go through each section, or you can simply watch the whole video so you get an idea of how you're going to do it and then go back and do it all on your own. Either way, let's get right into this. Now up here, when we get to this first page, it's going to ask us what kind of brokerage account we're going to be opening. Now, it used to be that you would have to just select the kind of account between like brokerage or a retirement IRA account or something like that, but now they just have this section which makes it a lot more simple, where you're just going to decide if you are opening an individual account, so that's if you're doing this on your own, and then if you're doing a joint account, what that would be is if you're doing it with 2 or more people. Custodial account would be if you are under the age of 18 in most states or under 21 in some other states. That's actually the one that I had to open up when I first started because I was under the age of 18 when I first started. For the majority of you, you'll probably be just opening up an individual account. Now, you can go ahead down here, you're just going to click continue after you select that individual account. Now the next step is also pretty simple. It's just going to be some personal information. I'll go ahead and fill this out and then catch up with you after I have all this filled out. For the sake of not boring anyone, I went through and filled this out without recording it. All it is it's going to ask your first name, your last name, your phone number. This is my actual email. If you have any questions, you can always email me at decimatenormality@gmail.com. I'll answer any questions that you have. It's going to ask what your residential address is, and I just filled out some fake information here. And then this section right here, my mailing address is different from my residential address. Now, that's going to be for anyone that wants to receive mail at their post office, or possibly if you receive your mail anywhere other than your actual home address that you filled out above, you're going to check that off, and then it will just have you fill out the actual address of that other place where you receive your mail. But for me and for the majority of you, you're probably just going to receive it at your home, so you're going to click continue after you do that. Step number 2 is done. Pretty easy, right everyone? So this top part here I went and filled out already, so I didn't bore anyone. I know that you don't want to watch a whole video of me just filling stuff out, so I went through and filled it out. We'll just run through what the info is. It's going to ask for your date of birth, your social security number, your marital status. If you have any dependents, you would just put the number of dependents that you have, and then it's going to ask your occupation. This bottom part right here is going to ask your annual income. This next part is going to be total net worth. Put 1 million because that's what we're aiming for, right? We all want to be millionaires. And so let's get into this part right here. It says select all that apply. You can read through these if any of them apply to you. If you're a 10% shareholder of a publicly owned company, you would just check that off and then fill out whatever information pops up below. We're just going to assume that you are not a owner of a 10% shareholder of a company. We're just going to click continue. Okay, so we're halfway there to the end of this whole process of setting up your Etrade account, and this next step is going to be setting up your investment profile. So it will ask, what is your experience with investment? What is your investment experience? And you're going to probably be putting none if you are just starting out. And then it's going to ask, what's your objective? So you can fill out any of these. Just try to be honest with this section. Maybe you're trying to grow your income. You're probably going to be funding it from your employment income. What is the purpose and expected use of this account? Investment account with frequent transfers, whatever your actual purpose and intentions are for this account. Down here it says indicate your prior options trading experience. If any of these apply to you, then you'll know, but if not, then just put no prior experience. And then down here it says specify your prior security type trading experience. That's really simple. Just go ahead and fill that out, and most of you are just going to leave it the way it is. The pre-selections are there for pretty much for beginners, so just go ahead and click continue, and that section is done. This next step is account setup. In this section, it's going to ask you what you want to do with money at the end of the day that you haven't utilized into investment. So it says uninvested cash program. At the end of each business day, your uninvested cash will be automatically swept into an interest-bearing vehicle. Now, that just means an account. Choose your cash sweep program below. Now, I can't tell you what you should do, but if you want to compare the different options that you have, you can click on Compare Choices, and that will open up this window where you can go through, read through, and see what's the best option for you. See what the best option is for yourself, and make that decision on your own. I just went with the E-Trade Financial Extended Insurance Sweep Deposit Account, but I would really highly suggest going through and looking through your options to make sure that you choose the right one for your situation and for your intents and purposes of using E-Trade. Now, the next step is advanced trading futures. Now, we're just going to leave that blank. We're not going to check that off. Now, power of attorney, that's I would like to grant trading authority over to this account to another individual. If you choose this, then it's going to have you download and complete and mail the power of attorney form to grant trading authority. Add a trusted contact person. This is going to be the person that you authorize E-Trade to contact and disclose information about your account. Now, I would just put maybe a family member or someone, but you don't have to fill that out at all. You can really just leave it blank. And if you can't think of anyone that you want to add right now, maybe later on in the future you'll find someone that you want to. I just left that blank. That's not an option that I selected. Now, access your money is going to be a free E-Trade debit card or a free E-Trade checkbook. I didn't get either of those when I first started, so I'm assuming that you're not going to need that either. So after you fill out all that, you're just going to click continue. Now, here is the information. It says review your application. This information will be used to create your account. Make sure that you did everything correctly, that all your info is right, that you have the right annual income, that you have your right date of birth, all of that. Don't worry too much. You can always go back and change it, edit your account information, but you might as well just look over, try to make sure that you didn't make any mistakes, and then click continue. This is just going to be a little bit of information about the agreement and disclosures, the terms of use for E-Trade's platform. You're going to go through, read this. Most people don't, but I really suggest that you do. You would click submit application. Since I'm doing this just as I'm not actually creating an account, I'm not going to click that. But after this, it would simply be creating your ID, which is really simple. If you've made any type of account, like an email, it's just like that. That'd be the next step. And then it would be funding your account. One thing that you should know is that you will need at least, as far as the funding goes, you will need at least $500 to open up your brokerage account with E-Trade. There are tons of other places that you can, other resources that you can utilize where you do not need that much. If you don't have $500, maybe E-Trade isn't right for you. If you do and you're ready to commit to this, then you're going to do the funding section, which will simply walk you right through that. If you've made it this far, I'm sure you can do that as well. Yeah, so then you would hit submit application and you'd go on to the funding part and the create your ID part. That is it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. Definitely reply to every comment that I get. And also, I am a pretty new channel, so if you subscribe and like this video, it really helps me out, helps me know that I'm on the right path, making videos that people are enjoying and that are helpful to them. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one.